Hello and welcome to Maxim Foods Inside Track, second one for the year. I hope everyone has had a great start to 2024 and had a nice relaxing break. Let's have a look to see what's happening in dairy. Having a look at whole milk powder. So last night on the GDT we saw another uplift. We've just seen a continual uplift over the last 2 to 3 months on the GDT. Just a steady climb, but it has reached some good sustainable levels. We see a good balance between supply and demand at the moment. Obviously New Zealand coming off the shoulders of their season, so there'll be less milk about, and demand seems to be holding up. Demand in North Africa and the Middle East has been prevalent, and China still quite slow compared to yesteryear. So it's good to see that although Chinese demand is down, demand's been quite spread across the other regions. In terms of an outlook with supply dwindling in New Zealand coming into its autumn and winter months, we should see pricing relatively stable. Having a look at skim milk powder. So I know I've accused skim milk as being the least exciting of the commodities over the last 3 to 4 months. That continues. Just a really stable and balanced market at the moment. We haven't seen much activity on GDT, but prices continue to remain balanced. Over in the EU, pricing remains balanced as well. In the US, much the same. So nothing too exciting to report about the non-fat commodity of skim milk powder. So going from the most least exciting commodity to the most exciting, which is AMF at the moment, and butterfats. So we saw a 5.8% increase on the GDT on butter and 4% on AMF last night. AMF's been trailing over the last 5 to 6 GDTs quite flat, so it was encouraging for processors to see that uptick in demand last night. For butter, butter's been on a bullish run in Australia and New Zealand over the last 2 to 3 months, and this continues. Dwindling supply out of New Zealand and some encouraging demand globally has meant that the pricing has increased in New Zealand and Australia. For the EU side of things, we see some bullish conditions over there as well. Retail demand has been quite good and supply quite short. So we're hearing signs of a lot of people short on contracts over there in the EU, so a lot of short-term demand which is spiking price. In the US, things are a little bit more balanced, but still at a premium to Australian New Zealand pricing. Having a look at whey and whey proteins, we have seen a reasonably stable market, not a lot to report on sweet whey. On the protein side of things, WPI continues its bullish run. A lot of shortage there in the EU and the US for whey, for WPI in particular, which is really driving pricing. WPC, we've commented on that prior as well, in quite a bullish conditions. Pricing seems to have stabled a little bit. Maybe these prices or higher prices are starting to burn off demand, so it isn't as bullish as WPI, and it'll be interesting to see how sustainable these high prices are. Finishing off with cheese, if we're looking at it globally, in the EU, supply seems to be reasonably good compared to butter over there, so pricing stable in the EU and supply okay. In the US, still quite turbulent. There seems to be a fair bit of US cheese on the export market, which has led to stable to softened pricing. In the Australian New Zealand market, supply seems quite good on the back of a lot of production over the season for New Zealand and Australia. So if anything, probably a little bit bearish on cheese, just due to some healthy supply in the region. Thanks very much for listening to today's Inside Track. We'll see you again soon.